Cops bribe a judge to frame black woman, but in court, they shocked realize she's their new boss. Justice is meant to be blind, but in the city of Brookhaven, it had long been manipulated by power, greed, and deep-seated corruption. When a young black woman named Aisha Carter is falsely accused of a crime she didn't commit, the entire legal system seems determined to destroy her. Behind the scenes, corrupt police officers bribe a judge to ensure Aisha's downfall, until an unbelievable twist turns the tables in the most dramatic way possible. The city's dark underbelly. Brookhaven was once a thriving industrial hub, but over the decades, the factories shut down, businesses left, and the city fell into economic decline. Crime rates soared, and corruption seeped into its institutions, especially within the Brookhaven Police Department. While many officers served honorably, a small but dangerous faction, led by Detective Frank Dawson and Sergeant Tom Whitaker, exploited their power for personal gain. Their tactics? Planting evidence, manipulating reports, and framing innocent people, especially those from marginalized communities. Aisha Carter was exactly the kind of person they targeted. A determined, outspoken, and educated woman. She had grown up in Brookhaven and dedicated herself to criminal justice, aiming to reform the system from within. She was known for advocating against police misconduct, organizing community meetings, and demanding accountability. To Dawson and Whitaker, she was a threat to their empire of deceit. A sinister plan unfolds. One evening, in the dimly lit backroom of a bar known as Mason's Lounge, Dawson and Whitaker concocted a scheme to rid themselves of Aisha once and for all. They agreed that planting a minor infraction wouldn't be enough. She needed to be labeled a dangerous criminal. With the help of Judge Marcus Reynolds, a man drowning in gambling debts and easily swayed by bribes, they orchestrated a plan. Fake evidence of drug trafficking was created, burner phones were planted in her apartment, and falsified financial records were produced. Then, with a fabricated anonymous tip, they launched a high-profile SWAT raid on Aisha's home. The spectacle was meant to destroy her reputation. Sirens blared, officers stormed in, and news cameras captured Aisha, an innocent woman, being dragged out of her home in handcuffs. At the police station, Dawson read her charges with a smirk: drug trafficking, conspiracy, and possession with intent to distribute. The judge swiftly denied her bail, sealing her fate. A community rises. As Aisha sat behind bars, isolated and fearful, Brookhaven erupted. The community she had worked so hard to protect refused to stay silent. Local activists, church leaders, and journalists began questioning the evidence. Protests swelled outside the courthouse, demanding justice. Inside the police department, one brave officer, Maria Sanchez, began digging through internal files. What she found shocked her. Manipulated reports, altered timestamps, and discrepancies in the chain of custody for the so-called evidence against Aisha. Realizing she couldn't stay silent, Officer Sanchez anonymously leaked key documents to local journalists and the defense team. Meanwhile, a powerful civil rights attorney, Jordan Matthews, took an interest in the case. Partnering with Aisha's overworked public defender, they began systematically dismantling the prosecution's story. They exposed the inconsistencies in the police report, presented evidence that the supposed drugs were nothing more than baking soda, and demonstrated that the burner phone evidence was fabricated. The trial that changed everything. As the trial began, the prosecution remained confident. They had a corrupt judge on their side, and their case appeared airtight. But they hadn't anticipated Officer Sanchez's courage. When she took the stand as a surprise witness, the courtroom gasped. Her testimony exposed the entire fraudulent scheme. Piece by piece, the prosecution's case unraveled. The final blow came when forensic analysis confirmed that the drugs found in Aisha's home weren't illegal substances at all. The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours before delivering their verdict. Not guilty on all charges. The courtroom erupted in cheers, while Dawson and Whitaker's faces turned pale. But justice wasn't done yet. As Aisha embraced her legal team, internal affairs officers marched into the courtroom, arresting Dawson and Whitaker on the spot for conspiracy, evidence tampering, and perjury. The corrupt Judge Reynolds was also taken into custody, his career in ruins. The ultimate redemption. With her name cleared, Aisha didn't just walk away. She walked into power. In the weeks that followed, The Brookhaven District Attorney's Office appointed her as a special investigator for police misconduct. The very same police department that tried to destroy her was now under her authority. Officers who had once sneered at her now answered to her. Her mission was clear: dismantle the corruption that had nearly ended her life and ensure no one else suffered the same fate. As she walked into her new office, once occupied by Detective Dawson, she felt the weight of her journey. But she also felt something stronger: justice. The lessons we learn. This story teaches us valuable lessons about resilience, justice, and the power of truth. No matter how deeply corruption is embedded, courage and integrity can bring it down. Aisha Carter's journey reminds us that when people unite against injustice, change becomes inevitable. It also reminds us of the importance of speaking up against wrongdoing. Corruption thrives in silence, but when individuals like Aisha, Officer Sanchez, and Jordan Matthews take a stand, the truth prevails. This story is proof that no matter how powerful the corrupt may seem, they cannot withstand the power of collective action and justice. A call to action. Let this story inspire you to challenge injustice wherever you see it. Speak up, support those who fight for truth, and never underestimate the power of courage. If we turn a blind eye, corruption flourishes, but when we take a stand, justice prevails. If this story moved you, share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel, Story Precious, to receive more powerful stories of resilience, justice, and hope. We bring you real-life stories and thought-provoking narratives that inspire change. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. Together, we can shine a light on corruption and uplift the heroes who fight for a fairer world. Justice is not given. It is fought for. Thank you for watching.